Hello and welcome back to Serious About Salvage. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. Today I'm going to do a how-to on how to change the vacuum pump on these 1.4 turbo MultiAir engines. So they're not just in the Abarth Punto Evo, they do them in the Fiat 500. I think the Alphas have the same engine, so this will be the same how-to, or near as damn it, on most of them. Now obviously, like I said, this video is a little bit different to my normal stuff, so if you are new to the channel, check out my other videos. We generally, buy, repair, sell salvage vehicles, like the Mini Cooper in the background there, which has been there for 3 months. Anyway, like I said, I'm waiting for the Peugeot RCZR to come back, so rather than have no video for you to watch for the midweek, you're going to have this how-to, unfortunately. So if you're not into how-tos, then I advise you probably to skip this one. But for the guys or the girls who like this kind of stuff, and for anyone who's going to do this job in the future, this video could come in handy, so we might as well do it. So this is the new vacuum pump. It sits like that in the engine bay, and it would appear it comes pre-filled with oil, because it's a little bit wet around there, but it is a brand new unit. It's a brand new gasket, because these gaskets are one use only. They crush when you put them on, and the actual fit in place is there. That is it there. Now if you haven't been watching this series on this car, then the reason why I'm changing this vacuum pump is I've got a really bad oil leak coming from the underside out the bottom of the oil vacuum pump. I've tried a new gasket, it only made it worse. So the only logical step now is to put a new unit on and hope that that cures it, really. So we're going to remove the battery. We're going to disconnect the intake pipe and try and pull it as far away as possible. We're going to remove this plenum from the top, and then there's a little metal cage that goes around it. You can see it, it's this piece, and then it's three bolts for the actual vacuum pump, and a few little wires and cables to move. So not a difficult job whatsoever, and I'll try and run you through it as we do it, and show bits on the camera. So let's get on and get it done. Okay, I've got you zoomed in as much as I possibly can. First of all, 7mm socket. We're going to undo this Jubilee clip that's holding the intake pipe on, just enough to be able to pull the pipe off. I've got the light on, hopefully, like I said, you can see enough. So that should be that. So yeah, that hose is loose. Now this pipe is also held on by a 10mm bolt underneath. So we'll pull that off. That one there. And like I said, we're not trying to remove this pipe completely, just enough to try to give us the room that we need to get the pump out. So there we go. So we'll just ping this plug off as well, so we don't damage it. And that's really all I'm looking for there, just enough to get the pump out. So I'll just pull this little hose off as well. Gives you a little bit extra just to move it backwards. So we'll move the plenum off the top, which is just 3 10mm bolts. Now these plenums apparently also can be a source of oil leak, because they do fit onto a hole in the head with a rubber seal on, which apparently are prone for failing and leaking as well. I have checked mine and that's not where my oil's coming from. So I'm happy that that's not the issue. On this car. Come on, bolt. There you go. But I did, just to make sure it wasn't this, put a bit of instant gasket around it, just to make sure. As you can see there, I'll pull that off. So that's a bit of a better view of your vacuum pump. So this is quite, you know, flexible. It's on a flexible hose, so you can just ping it up out the way there. Just twist that bit of rubber a little bit, make sure you don't break it. So we've got this plastic pipe to come off the top of the vacuum pump. It's also in a little clip there. Here's two push buttons to get that off and tuck it out of the way somewhere. Couple of cables just to clip off this metal bracket that I talked about. Oh. So we'll just unclip them, because like I said, you don't want to break anything else whilst you're in here. I think there's 3. It goes on down there as well. Yeah, it does. This one's a bit tricky to get to, but perhaps we'll just get that off when the bracket's loose. So it's a few 10mm to get this bracket off. You got a nut at the top, you got a bolt there, but it slides out the bracket, so just nip it off. And then there's 2 underneath that, you know, I'm not going to be able to show you, but I'll show on the bracket where they actually are. But we do need a 10mm spanner. So we'll just nip off this top one, so the bracket will slide out of it. Come on, that'll be enough. And then we do need quite a long extension to get to some of these. I tend to go underneath the intake pipe with a long bar. That's one. Now the tricky, there's another. And then the difficult one, you can just about get to. It's literally impossible to see. I can't even see it, but I know where it is. That's it. I'll try to show you a little bit better when the pump's off. Where this one is. It's directly under the pump fixing, and the fixing for the pump is bigger, and it's nigh on impossible to get this without dropping it. And there it goes, somewhere on top of the splash, the engine cover. Yes. So this frame now, with a little bit of a tug and a poke, does just about come out. Then at this point you can get to the last cable clip and just poke that out a little bit. There we go. So that's your clamp, that's your bracket, sorry. So it goes in that orientation, and that bottom one down there is the difficult one to get to. That's the one that's right underneath your fixing for your vacuum pump. So get that out of the way. And yeah, there's your vacuum pump. So these are, at this point it's easy. You've only got 3 fixings, and I think they're T40s, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, T40. So we will wind them off, and then the vacuum pump will come out. None of which are particularly difficult to get to, really. In that way, no. There's one more. And then there's just this one down here, which can be a little bit tricky. It's not much angle to get to. I'm sure the job would be a lot easier if you just took out the intake pipe, but it's clipped on with one of these. Do you know them Jubilee clips that are one use only? I don't like that. Let's go. This is the safer route. Let's go underneath. And get a bit more straighter on it. That's it. Can't get in there now. So we've got a shorter T40. Yeah. Try this one. I don't want to drop anything else down onto that underpan. There we go. Yeah, that's got it. So just wind this one out now, and then the vacuum pump is out. And there you go. So, is there any obvious signs? In all honesty, no. But I really can't see where else it can be coming from. You see, it's damp. Well, it's wet through all the way around the bottom. And like I said, I did put a new gasket on. So, is the actual pump itself out of shape? I don't know. But hopefully the replacement fixes it. So before we put the new one on, might as well have a little look of where it comes from. Slide that down a little bit. Let's take you off this stand. Sorry if that was a bit shaky. But yeah, that's where your vacuum pump bolts onto, basically. So all this oil underneath, all on top of the gearbox, is coming from the bottom of the vacuum pump. Can you see a bit better down there? There. So yeah, that's as hard as it gets. That's it's not an hard job. Pretty easy job. Prepared to get a little bit oily. I'd probably put something down underneath the car if you're doing it on your drive at home. And the tools you need are very limited: 10mm and 13mm sockets, an extension, and a T40 Torx bit, and that's it. And a 10mm spanner. So normal tools, nothing special. So I will just have a little bit of an investigation, make sure there's nothing else down there leaking oil, and then I'll put it back together off camera, and hopefully we're done with the oil leak. Okay, so I've given it, I've got it all back together, as you can see. I've had a good run up and down the road. It seems to be fine. I think that solved it. You can't see right now, but before I changed it, there was loads of oil on top of the gearbox, and it was running down the front onto the exhaust and stunk of oil. That's all now dried up. You get the odd little quick smell of oil. It's just a reminiscence that's burning off. But the more and more I drove it, and the longer it ran, the better it got. And like I said, it's dry down there now, so I'm quite happy that solved it. So that's that. Just for the ones that are interested, this car is actually for sale again. As of when this video comes out. Unfortunately, because of the delay, I have waited. What have I waited? A week and a half for that vacuum pump to turn up. Because of the delay with that, unfortunately the buyer has moved on and bought something else. So it's available again, but be quick, because last time I think 6 or 7 people pretty much straight away emailed me or Instagrammed me, and I reserved it for the first person basically. So get in touch if you want it. Same price, $4,250. If you want to know the history and you haven't watched any of my videos, watch the full series on this car and it will tell you everything you need to know about it. Cam belt done, everything. Ready to go. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you do like these videos, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Big thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers and goodbye. Oh, as well, thought I'd just say, for the ones that have hung around till the end, I've got a new car coming, and I want to tell you what it is. It's a Mark III Audi TTS, so 2017/18. So look forward to that. Right, cheers. See you later.